Hey guys, what's going on? Um, I decided, if you looked at my first video regarding the Kiawah Island uh, resort, the island course, I was debating whether or not to actually do it because of all the waste bunkers and it wasn't importing into the golf club correctly. So, took another look at it now that the Philadelphia Country Club is published. I got that out of the way. Started looking at this course again and trying to figure out if there was a way of getting all these waste bunkers, which is all over the course, right? They're everywhere. It's all over the place. And, golf, the cart paths that are sand, so they're really bunkers, right? They're not golf cart paths. And there's no texture you could use for that, right? It's just sand. So when I tried importing it before, it wouldn't work. It would import 70% of it. You'd have huge gaps. And the idea of having to fill all that in manually, forget it. I was like, I'm not doing it, man. No way. So, started messing around with it. And I ended up finding a technique that works pretty well. All right. And I was going to show that to you tonight. So, I just happened to pick out hole number one here, in this area. And unlike normally, I normally just spline everything, the course, the greens, the fairways, bunkers, and everything else, the regular bunkers. I'm working just the opposite. So the only thing I'm working on right now is to get all this waste bunkers area done. All right. And the way I'm doing it is in one big foul swoop. So I'm not doing bits and pieces of it. Like this one is huge, right? And I'm going to continue this, when I go offline. I'm going to continue this. This is going to be one big bunker. So when I make a change to these splines, it's going to affect the entire course. Well, close to it. Anywhere that you have a bridge, you have to stop, right? So, like here, I'm going to show you. So I stopped here, and I'm going to pick up where I left off, all right? And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to grab a spline, and I'm going to move this, get this out of the way, okay? And I'm going to take this spline here, and I'm going to drag it all the way over to the very end of where I want to bunker, okay? Now, as you can see, it's actually 2 points that are connecting, eventually turning into one, but you just can't see them there, right? So the way you do this is by these arrows, all right? The important thing is that one side needs to be on one side of the sand, and the other one needs to be on the other side of the sand, wherever you're working. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this arrow and I'm going to drag it anywhere down here, okay? And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to drag it down here, all right? Again, it doesn't matter where, just as long as it's on an area that you're going to spline. From here, I'm ready to roll. So I'm just going to keep grabbing these arrows and creating additional splines around here, all right? And it's time consuming, but it's got to be done. For a course like this, you just have to do it. And I'll show you why I'm doing one big bunker, all right? So I'm going to go around and do this area. And that's how you create additional splines. You just hit that. Why is that hitting that? All right. So if anytime you're splining, you end up hitting another area like this, just drag this down below the other section that you're doing. I don't want it touching the fairway. So we're going to end up just working with these, getting them lined up to the sand. And again, it's waste bunker area. It doesn't really matter. It's not critical as far as the layout. Normally, I'm really picky with bunkers, not with this crap. We just need to get it pretty well lined up, right? And as you see there, there's also areas where we have trees and mulch in the middle, and I'll show you how to do that as well while we're doing this. And one important thing I want to show you is that they've got little walkways here like this. That's a fail. So what ends up happening is I'm going to delete these. Okay, I'm not even going to bother trying to do these, because what happens is when you do that, it pushes, because sand takes preference over any other layer, whether it's fairway, heavy, rough, doesn't matter. So what happens is if you create splines up here, it just pushes the edge up over here and it looks like crap. So we need to just remove these. I never will do these little areas here, because it'll just push that edge over and it just looks terrible. So in any event, so now what I'm going to do, this side's pretty much done. All right, now I got to do the same thing over here. So, and again, just double left click if you ever need additional splines, you know, just bring them over. So right now I'm just getting these readied. All right, I could just bring that over here, but I'm not going to put it up against there because it screws it up, believe me. So I'm just going to get everything, all the sand everywhere that I'm going to spline in one big ass bunker. Okay. And normally, you know, I would go up here, not with this stuff, not with sand. It just screws it up. I've already tried it. So I might work with it manually at some point. All right. So speaking of that, let's disconnect these and get rid of them. Or not. What the hell happened? It removed the wrong ones. Okay, so we'll just get these out of here. I got to disconnect that, which I know I already did. What a freaking nightmare. Okay. So that's good enough. As long as it doesn't hit up here, it should be okay. All right. Now back to this. So, you know, we're still not done here. So just keep double left clicking in here, or just grab those arrows and start using them. Now, just like, you know, fairway bunkers, if you want rough around it, we're going to do the same thing here. All right. We're going to end up going and grabbing these and bringing them around those areas where we do not want sand in. Okay. See, when you get to this point where you try to put a spline in and it gives you that sign, that means you need to move this stuff over here. And always with this stuff, I always hone down to the as far as down 4 feet is what it is. So that way you're assured that you're as close as you can possibly be on those splines. All right. Because if they're not together, they look like junk. Okay. So there's one. Now we got another one, right? So and then we just keep creating splines by hitting those arrows and just keep bringing those around. So just keep going around here. And again, if you try to spline and it barks at you, like there, I'm trying to put one there, it won't let me. That just means you need to bring this line over closer this way. All right. And then use this spline. Then again, I go all the way down to 4 feet and make sure these are lined up close. So that way you'll never see that line. That's the secret to that stuff. Okay. So now we can continue, double left click on there, get some more splines in here. And again, it's waist area. So I'm not putting a lot of time into this, just get something somewhat lined up and be done with it. That looks pretty good right there. And when they are really close like this, that's where you run into problems, as I'll show you in the golf club. But I'll also show you how to fix that. So I just continue to create splines going around. Done. Okay. So this area is done. So let's save that. All right. So let's open up the golf club. All right. Now, because I made changes, I want to bring those in. All right. So we're going to go to Chad's tool. least I thought I was. And let's go into our course directory here. Let's see, Kiawah. Kiawah Island. Hey, Celtic, what's up, man? So, let's generate the terrain. I'm not adding trees at the moment, so I'm just going to do this, skip the trees. Don't care about the trees, because I'm not going to do any editing, really, but I'm going to do this for this tutorial on how to work with these waste areas, like in Kiawah Island, which is 70% of the course. All right, so let's get this generated. And if anybody saw that last YouTube video about Kiawah Island, and I was debating whether to even do it because of the waste areas, I wasn't going to do it. I mean, it was too much manual labor. But with this method, I think I will do it. And I'll show you why, if this ever generates. Fastest computer in the world, and it still takes forever. Hey guys, what's going on? All right, so we got a preview. So I'm going to export this. I'm going to overwrite my existing Kiawah. Hopefully. There we go. All right. Let's go back in the golf club. Let's take a look at Kiawah. All right, so here it is. And again, like I said, where I normally work on splining out the whole course, I'm not doing any of the course right now. The only thing I'm doing is waste area bunkering, get that crap done. Because if that doesn't come in correctly and I can't manage it, I'm not doing the course. So as you can see, it's starting to populate here, okay? But you'll also notice that there's areas like this that is not filling in, and that's what I was talking about. I'm like, I'm not going in here and manually editing these areas here to fix it up. I'm not going to do it. All right, it's just too much. So, started messing around with it today, and with the whole thing with creating that huge spline, the endless spline throughout the course, okay? Like here, you can see here, this is all a fail. It's supposed to be going all the way down here. So here's what I'm doing. All I need to do, and eventually all the waste area will be one big spline throughout the entire course. All right. So once I make a change to one spline on here, it's going to affect all the waste area around the entire course, which will be sweet. But for demo purposes, I created just this one big, it's a big spline area. I mean, that's a big bunker right there. All right. And it's also a big fail because all of these areas that were supposed to be filled in are not. So what I can do here is just click on one of these splines, at least for this section, okay? Edit it and change the path. Now, by default with Chad's tool and Lidar, when you import anything, it has a width of nothing, okay? So that's where this comes in. So right now it's set up for 0. All I have to do is just touch this button. It defaults to 1.8, and you can see what happened now, okay? Voila. So it's now filled in everything that it was supposed to fill in to begin with, all right? So that's the secret of this. All we have to do is go in, change the width from 0 to the smallest amount that we could possibly do. Same thing here. Now, these are all different bunkers. Like that's a big bunker right here, all right? But that's separate than this one, all right? Wherever I have a bridge, it's going to break the splines, all right? So if there is a bridge, like right here, okay, there's a bridge. I had to stop the splines for this bunker there, all right? So, but you can see it's a fail. It's supposed to be all the way across here. So we can just go in here, same deal. Change the width from 0 to 1.8. I just touch it. All right, it's done. Now we have sand everywhere it's supposed to be, okay? And little areas like this one, if I wanted to, I could probably bring this out, I don't know, 2.1, just to make it a little more pronounced, all right? But the one thing I did find out that I'm going to remove are these, okay? These are the, if I could get to the menu here, they are those little walkways that I tried to create, all right? Like these. You don't do those because what ends up happening is when I splined it, I brought it up here. I actually attached it. I'm like, yeah, that should look good. No, it doesn't. It looks terrible because it ends up pushing the fairway or whatever surfaces it's attached to, just pushes it in, okay? Because sand takes precedence. So, I'll never do these. If anything, at the end, when I'm done designing, if I want to try playing around, maybe put some steps here or, something like that in here, I can do that. But like here, if I try to create a sand area here and wherever it attaches or that it's close to, all right, it's going to screw up the edge of whatever area that it's hitting. So it's not even worth it. So that's what this is. You can see right here, it pushed it in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove it in OpenStreet. And that's the important thing. All right. You never, ever want to make changes until you're completed. All right. So like there's those two that I demoed how to do. Okay. How you can create those areas with that mega spline thing. but they came out nice. So what I'll end up doing is it is just going to be one big ass continuous bunker. And there's where the bridge is, right? So I had to start new. But as you can see, that whole splined area is one bunker. All right. And when I go offline, I'm going to continue. This bunker is going to be extended. Well, not with that, it's not. So every little piece of sand on this golf course is classified as a bunker. All right. So why isn't that working? I know why. Because I'm not creating another one. I'm going to just take this and drag it over here. No, I'm not. I'm going to take this one. And then I'm going to continue to take these arrows and I'm going to create splines and go around this whole sandy area here. Okay, and then I'm going to continue down here and create more splines with the arrows. And I am just going to continue non-stop the entire golf course unless there's a bridge. All right. Like I'm just going to take this and just continue to go down here. Just going to keep dragging it all the way down. So, I mean, that'll be a good spot. And then what I'll do is I'm going to end up taking that, take this one, bring it down on this side of the sand. I'm going to bring this one over here. You can't crisscross these, so you have to make sure that those are away from each other. All right. And I could theoretically right now, I could drag this all the way over here. And I'm not joking when I say that I am going to make this one bunker. The entire course will be one big ass bunker. So when I change a spline and change the width, it's going to fix every flaw everywhere on the golf course. I'm not going to have to look for them. They're going to be fixed because the entire thing is going to be one huge ass bunker. Okay. So as I get this section done, I will continue. These are easy. It's nice and straight. Just create new splines, double click on the line, get them. Okay. We got to get this one set up. So it's time consuming, but if it wasn't Kiawah Island, I wouldn't be doing this one. But since it's Kiawah Island, I'm going to do it. And that's the secret. Just grab those arrows and it keeps reproducing those arrows and you just keep reproducing your splines. Okay. But that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys. So, my goal here, and here again, this is like a bunker in the middle of a fairway and you want rough around it, right? So hold on. It's funny. It's backwards, so like upside down. So I'm saying, what the hell am I doing here? So I've got to go. No. See, this is what I'm saying. It's confusing, and I can't spin this. So I've got to create more splines here. That's what it is, I think. Let's see. No, it's a total opposite. So that's what I'm saying with this stuff. It really gets confusing. So if I can't start here, I've got to come up, go around. Why can't I look at this and figure it out? I just did two on the other side that were faced the other direction. This has to come around this way. So why the hell can't I do it? There we go. I don't know why I couldn't see that in my head. So it's got to come around there. Create more splines, double click on it. And again, like I said, if it wasn't Kiawah, I wouldn't do this. And like I said earlier, I bring it down to the 4 feet mark, all right, and make sure these suckers are buttered right up against each other. Then you're assured there's no flaw in there when it draws that area, whatever texture it is, okay? Now we're ready to rock and roll here. Double left click on there, get some more splines. What is that? Whatever it is, it's going away. I don't need it. All right. Like, what the hell is that? Somebody must have put that in there. So that's it. I'm going to end up finishing this. And the entire course is going to be nothing but one huge bunker. So you have to learn how to improvise. Can't beat them, join them. Okay, so that's good. And I like to see what I'm doing here. So, I mean, you can see this cart path. I'm going to take this sucker and I'm going to drag it all the way the hell down here. There's the clubhouse. So, all right. So I'm going to do that whole path And I could, theoretically, drag this one down to here. And then I am just going to create more splines and come down and just complete this sucker all the way around it. And this entire course is going to be nothing but one big bunker. So that's advanced waste bunker creation live. Because this is nothing but waste bunkers, this entire frickin' course. And if you can think about, you have to do the macro view, like how you're going to move this stuff and never intersect. And once you figure that out, it's golden. So between this and the other thing I showed you where you just increase the size, just keep double left clicking on that sucker and create more splines. You can do them all at once like this, and then just spline to your heart's content. And you got to get these out of, you can't intersect these two lines, so you just need to get this thing out of the way for the time being. Or you could start splining this side, it's up to you. And again, you can see the parking lot there, right? So I could just take this and drag it up here and start working on that. And that's what I'm going to be doing, okay? That type of thing. But you got to think about how you're doing it, where these splines need to go so they never intersect. Otherwise, you're going to be flipping out because you've got to start over, okay? So this one, I'm going to put this all the way over here. Then I'm going to move these all the way over here. So I hope you can understand what I'm looking at here. And we're going to drag that over here. Create another spline there. But that's it, guys. So, it's just going to be one eternal, never-ending bunker throughout the entire course, unless a bridge or a building, gets in my way. In which case, you just start another spline set. But, that's my goal. I mean, you can see here how big that's a bunker right there. That whole freaking thing, this whole thing is a bunker. So the beauty of it is when I go in here to make a change and I say, well, not there. Let's save this. Hey, Bill, what's going on, man? Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be doing this course, Kiawah, I'm going to, I had to figure out a method of um, doing waste bunkers. And I think I got it down. So between this, let's regenerate that bad boy. Again, no trees needed for now. Let's pull the new stuff in that I just did. And let's make sure that it comes in okay. And then we're done. Yeah, I've hit all sorts of different courses this month. So we had Arcadia Bluffs that had no water, no waste bunkers, just a gorgeous course, but no water. It was so easy. Then I go to Philadelphia Country Club, ton of water throughout the entire course, total freaking nightmare. But again, no waste bunkers, nothing like that. It came out, bunkers came out nice. And now this is just brutal. But a couple guys really want to see this done, so I'm going to do it. It's going to take a while, but I think I'll be happy when I get it done. All right, preview, export. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think it'll definitely be a challenge, that's for sure. Only because, I mean, if it was a course nobody knew about, but as soon as you say Kiawah Island, everybody's going to be going, oh, yeah, what's going on? Like Pine Valley in Jersey. I got to show you that one. Wait until you see that one. Let me pull it back into the, back in here and take a look at how much sand I had to do on that one. Why am I in here? Oh, yeah. So let me pull this in and just look at the overhead of this. Look at all the sand I had to do. And again, this is the #1 course in the United States, ranked #1 every year. So again, a lot of waste bunkers. A lot of that grass in the bunkers. I had to do all this and spline it in, clean it up, fill in the spots where it didn't fill in. It was a freaking nightmare. So I've been here, done this. It's a pretty incredible course. But so, I've done it before. Now I'll be doing it again. So let's see what we got, and then I'm going to end the thread here. Let's see. Kiawah. So we're getting there, right? So this is that one continuous line. Here's the clubhouse. That's where I stopped, right? Here's that parking lot over there. I have to clean that up because there's a spot in there that's not street. But more importantly, looks pretty good except for that one spot. So that's easily fixed now that I know how I can do it. And that is, well, these are separate. Never mind. So this is one continuous bunker, this entire thing here. So if I make a change on this spline, it will make the change on that entire area of the course, which is beautiful because then I can go path width 1.8, and now it's going to widen the bunkers everywhere on the course 1.5 yards, enough to close, fill in any of those sections that may not have filled in. Now they're all filled in. It's one continuous line. Okay, so eventually I'll combine these, but the entire frickin' course is going to be one bunker, just like this one. Yeah, that's a big bunker too. So is that one. So yeah, that's my goal. So I'll keep you guys updated and let you know how I'm doing on this course. But yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to touch the golf course. I'm just going to do nothing but waste areas throughout this entire course. And it's long and there's lots of sand. So I'll let you know how I'm doing. All right, guys, take it easy.